Today is going to be the last startup of the GE 5000 BTU window air duct conditioner. The reason why it's going to be the last startup is because it's going to be getting pretty cold. Alright, here's the current weather observations. It is 83 degrees. Humidity is at 49%. That's good for the window fan. Dew point's around 62. The ceiling is at 5,000 feet. Visibility is 10 miles, and for some reason the pressure doesn't exist. Partly cloudy. Let's see, Potomac, Camp Springs, everything looks good. Yep, all that checks out. Hourly reservations, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7. Yep, let's see. Yep, 77, 78. Yep, everything looks good. Here's the hourly graph. Precipitation, it is going to start raining tomorrow. So this is also a good chance for a startup. Is that clouds? Yeah, the clouds are of course going to be up tomorrow since rain. And the temperature is going to plummet. Look, 66 degrees, 4 a.m. in the morning, and then it doesn't really get above 70 degrees. So that pretty much means we don't need a window fan. I mean, we don't need a window AC anymore, unless it's for like a dehumidifier or something. Reasonable observations. Washington, Richmond, everything looks good. Pretty cold down there in Massachusetts. I don't know what that says. New York, everything looks good. Let's see. Camp Springs. Yeah, heat index 80 degrees. Okay, I think mostly sunny with a high of near 82. And Saturday. There we go. Saturday, high of 73. Sunday, high of 76, but probably for only a couple minutes because I got the window fan now. And then there's going to be a plummet with only a high of 69 degrees. And a low of 52, which means it will be time to start up the heater for the season too. Which is going to be pretty cool. I mean, pretty warm. Moon, because the moon doesn't matter. I don't care about it. But yep, that's all the info. Yep, alright. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start it up. I have this tool, and I got this brand new EMF reader. So this will be kind of cool to see where all the EMF is coming from it. This should be relatively low since this is just a mechanical 5000 BTU window air conditioner. Alright, and yep, we're ready for the last startup of the season. And maybe the last startup for a while now, because I do plan on replacing this thing with a better air conditioner. It will either be the Midea 8000 BTU window air conditioner with an inverter. Yeah, we will talk about that later. We'll talk about why I chose an inverter. Or it will be the GE 6200 BTU ultra quiet window air conditioner, which is basically just a higher serenity with it's just a V-badge higher serenity anyway. So yeah. Alright, with that said, let's start it up. Do low cool, because it really doesn't need to be on anything higher. This is allegedly the current temperature. It says 75, but I have another clock saying 77. So I don't really know what the actual temperature is. Humidity is at 63%, so I am going to go ahead and run this for a dehumidification function as well. Let's see what we're getting with this. 65, it's getting cooler. So this thing had a good year. It seemed to have a bunch of like water issues in the evaporator coil. Eventually I'm going to do another evaporator coil check again, but without it running, because usually when I take it out the window I do one final coil check to make sure it can be safely stay away for the winter. Oh yeah, that's nice and cold. Now I'm going to say this again. This air conditioner This 5,000 BTU window AC, I think, is the best 5,000 BTU window AC you can buy with these days. It's really quiet for what it is. It doesn't have like an impeller blade. It's actually like it's not a tower fan blade in the eater. It's like a blower wheel, but kind of like one you would see on your household HVAC furnace. It makes it really quiet, and the outdoor fan is extremely quiet, almost inaudible from the inside. You can slightly hear it run, but it's a really soft outdoor fan, which I'm not sure if it's bad for airflow, but it's a really quiet outdoor fan. Otherwise than that, it's been perfect. Mechanical controls are nice and mechanical. Thermostat's been working perfectly. That's been working good. Let's take a look at this filter. Filter is dirty, so we'll finally actually clean that. I haven't cleaned it because I didn't feel like it. It's that simple. Man, this thing sounds great. I love hearing this thing just work properly. Man, listen to that compressor. Never gets old. It never gets old, man. I love that compressor, dude. When it gets like really hot out, so it sounds really like, I don't know why I like glazing this modern junk AC, but it has the best compressor. It's much better than the GMCC compressors and junk. It has a Quingan, but it sounds like a Retchy Precision. It just sounds like a Retchy Precision, man. Man, I was freezing cold air. Not freezing cold, but you kidding. Let's take a look. There's more reviews. Oh, I know the point. Yep. Still not the best way to get temperature measurements. I need to get that little fan thingy with the temperature thermocouple in it. Should be 249 though. Oh, there we go. Yep. That's working good. These useless vent sliders. The air actually blows out to the left automatically. So right now there's pretty much all the air is blowing out to the left. And then if you try to make the air blow out to the right, it just goes straight. In fact, it's actually still blowing out to the left even though I have all the vents going right. Which does kind of stink because if this room was like, if this window setup was different, the air would be not going to where I want it, which is kind of stinks. But luckily I have a weird window and the air needs to go this way to the room. Usually I have one vent that way and then one vent straight, or down here if it's on really hot days when I need that extra coldness to the computer. Here, we're gonna go ahead and start turning it high. Man, that sounds good. You can feel the cold air moving along the entire room. Yep, it's an air conditioner. It just sits here and cools your air. Man, that sounds good. Alright, let's take a look at these EMFs. I still don't really understand what this thing really means yet, so bear with me. But the MF, that stands for magnetic field. I think that may just be caused by the AC switching 60 hertz. So, yeah, as I put it closer to the machine, the MF, or magnetic field, goes up, and I have it in milligauss. And I think it's supposed to be under 1. So, well, yeah, it'll start beeping. It'll start turning orange once it gets bad. There, the compressor is giving me like 36. And the cable, probably due to induct. Oh yeah, it gets pretty good on high. On high, it just rose 2 points. Oh, great, I lost too much light. Great. Alright, maybe I'll turn on this thing. There you go. And then the compressor is like doing 13 of it. Yeah, I think as the compressor level goes up, it'll probably put out more. There's no RF. RF is like for Wi-Fi and cellular towers. It goes up to 8 gigahertz, which this thing is really good because it has zero Wi-Fi. The magnetic field thing, that measurement really stinks. I've had magnetic field come from nothing, so I don't know what it means, but yeah, there you go. We've got some more experiments to do with that anyway. Yep, it's running, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look from it from the outside. Yep. All right. Listen to that outdoor thing. That new outdoor thing. Got some slight rust. There's a lot of heat coming out the back, which means it's working good. GE. And compressor on the actual side that I can see out of. This sound never gets old. We're gonna go all the way down and take a look. Yeah. Man, that just sounds so. This is the best sounding modern AC, man. Large spider web there. Yep. Ain't no way. Are you kidding me? Are we seriously gonna not strike an arc? Really? That bulb lasted 6 months and it's not striking the arc now. Hang on, I'm gonna give it a kickstart. There you go. Whew. Okay, that's a little bit concerning. I don't know why it took so long to strike the arc. You need a kickstart. That's not good. All right, resume the video. Alright, welcome back inside. Got the night light running. Alright, let's turn on the light. It is still blowing out freezing cold air, especially since it's much cooler outside. Let me get the weather back up. Alright, let's see. Weather conditions, the humidity skyrocketed 80%, dew point is 67, ceiling is unlimited, at least we had the ceiling this time. Pressure is not available, heat index is 74 degrees, doubt it. Potomac, Camp Springs, 69 degrees. Harley Graph, yeah. Roanoke, still warm in Philadelphia. That's really interesting. Wow. Saturday, 75, yep. Night, 65. Night after isolated rain, showers. Alright, well, yep. It's getting pretty cold in here. It's down to 69 degrees and it's getting a little chilly, so this will be the last shutdown of the window air conditioner. Alright, well, in a year review, it was a pretty good year. Compressor still sounds great. It ran perfectly. Didn't go do one last coil check. Unfortunately, I did see some mold start to produce inside the machine. So I will have to take care of that during the fall cleaning, and hopefully there's a nice 70-degree day I can go out and clean it. But there's still a good unit. There's still a good chance that this will get swapped out, and that will be kept as a backup emergency unit by either the Midea or the GE. So yep, it's a good season, and I'm probably going to shut the compressor off soon once I get my last blast of cold air. Man, I'm gonna miss the cold air coming out of this. And then this thing will most likely be reinstalled in April when I get tired of the window fan putting in humid air. Alright, and let's end the cooling season. And it's fall too, so it is really time to test the heaters, but alright, the end of the cooling season has now occurred. I'm going to let the fan run for a little bit to get the rest of the coldness left off of it, and not going to let it run for too long so the humidity doesn't end up back in the room. Alright, well, that was the last of the cooling season. Well, that officially concludes this year's cooling season. And I already have the Hellonius heater ready to go for when it's required, which we'll probably get started of it next week. And since I hate being without white noise, I'm going to go ahead and start up the Holmes 16-inch stand fan. This should provide sufficient white noise before I put the winter fan in. And that fan will be used for spring as the main cooling appliance. Very quiet fan, which kind of sucks. So, that dehumidifier over there, which actually makes a really good amount of white noise. Alright, dehumidifier is now on. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for a good cooling season. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.